about to tell a very interesting story. Very interesting story. My name is Patrick. I run the marketing department around here. And Bevan, I can't have a chat with you on Instagram because I'm doing Instagram and Facebook at the same time, so it doesn't work. Only I would be able to hear you. Um, Doing another AMA. The whole purpose of these is ask me anything, so you guys can ask questions, and I would be happy to answer. Um, and as I've sort of figured out for this format, if you're on Instagram, just hammer out a question. I'll pin it. I'll answer it. It can be about anything. So too on Facebook. Anything that we do, Art Storefronts is a business. Anything that you might be struggling with in your business, questions about just about anything are all good. And what I found on these sessions is, whilst you guys are watching and potentially coming up with questions and or not, um, it's good to have some topics to rant on. And I've got a really, really good one today. So, I mean, hardly a week can go by, um, without me ranting about live art shows, right? And there's a reason for that. I believe very strongly in the fact that they are the future of how art and photography is going to be sold. Full stop. It's not even close. It is an utter, total, and complete game changer. So we figured this out very early on as a business at Art Storefronts, and one of the things that we have done since then is a whole bunch of different things. But I'm gonna answer a Daniel's artwork. See, had a live show, just went well. That's what I'm talking about. Wait till you hear this, Daniel. These results I'm gonna leave. And AIM, however, what do people really want to buy? Small stuff, big stuff. It doesn't matter what the size is. Just start putting your stuff on images, and then we'll see how we're going. Um, so that's what I would say. Um, all right, you guys have way more questions today, which I really like. Then I'm not going to even get into my topic. So I'll answer all of these. Maze is asking, how do I improve my bounce rate? I'm around 70% since joining ASF in May. Don't worry, Maze, about your bounce rate in the slightest. Don't even look at it. Don't even look at it until you've been in business online for a year at least, and then you can worry about it. In the meantime, bounce rate, it's kind of like what would be an easy way to describe it? There's so many variables, Maze, that goes into the bounce rate, including the sources of your traffic. Uh, it could be nonsense traffic in case you would have a really high bounce rate. E-commerce shops usually have a high bounce rate anyway, so it's irrelevant. You don't need to stress on it, Maze. Just ignore it. Ignore it for now. You can look at it after you've been marketing for a year and then see what it looks like. But I barely even look at bounce rate at all, unless it's like if it's abnormally high. You can look at a particular page and see if there's a glitch, but just knowing when you have small amounts of traffic, you don't have to stress about the bounce rate at all. Um, Hector's asking me, is it worth changing the hashtag listing on a regular basis to reach out to new audiences? Yeah, I think it is. It's good. It's good to mix up the hashtags from time to time. You sort of never know, right? Like which hashtag is actually really going to bring in new audiences. So it's kind of nice to bounce around from different ones from time to time. That's what I would say. Okay, okay. I'll take questions. If you leave the comments, I'll see them. But I want to tell this story because it's just so freaking glorious. It is glorious. Okay. So, been ranting about the live art shows for quite some time. Obviously, saw the writing on the wall. Never seen a sales and or marketing technique move more art and photography than I ever have in my entire career of doing this, as I've seen the live art shows. They are just incredible sales and marketing events. Okay. Incredible. And we sort of learned early on how this whole call it process works, right? Like, how do you go live? How do you run a live art show? How do you promote it? How do you think about pricing? When do you announce it? How do you go and do all this stuff? And here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. We realized how to do it, at least an initial version of how to do it. And then many people don't know this, but for our customers, we have an in-house agency, right? And the agency, you can buy various different marketing services when you don't want to do your marketing. Let's be honest, none of you guys want to do your marketing, so you have the ability to buy these services, okay? And so one of the services that we put in there, we called it the live art show producer, right? So you can sign up for this service, and myself, my team, will take care of your entire art show for you, essentially, right? Like the pre-marketing, what to do during. There'll be um, sort of like the ghost in the machine that do ex machina. The person that's like, talking to you during the show. Hey, you're getting a comment, you're getting a question about this price and everything. Anyway, we put this thing in the store, okay, in the marketing shop, the marketing agency shop, and The very first person that bought it, okay, the very first person that bought it was Carol, and Carol is a photographer, and she photographs wild horses. And by the way, I'm bringing her on to tell her story personally because I don't want to be the one to tell it, and the story is so awesome. It's like incredible. But so she was the very first one to sign up for the service, and we ran the very first show with her, right? And this was God, how long ago? This was March 24th. Okay, March 24th of this year in 2021, and it was the very first show, and she ran it in her studio. I don't remember where she lives. She lives in Mountain Central somewhere. So she's somewhere in the mountains, I think in Colorado. And the very first show, and it was the first show that we did as an agency service, so we were still like ironing out the kinks and everything. She sold 6 pieces, okay, for an average order value of $303 for a total of $1,800, 1815. So $1,815. And we saw those results and we're like, okay, that's pretty cool. That's decent. We feel like we learned some things. Here's some things that we want to adjust for next time. And so we went ahead and extended the service to Carol on her next one for free because we wanted to get a second bite of the apple, sort of refine our processes and do everything else. Her second show, okay, and her second show was on June 21st, 2021. She sold 49 pieces for $6,688 for a total AOV of $136. I can actually share my screen on this. I don't know why I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. Well, I guess it's already too late. I'm not going to share my screen. And those results were pretty amazing for a second show, second ever show she's run, right? Like second time she's ever done this. She sold $6,000 worth, which is pretty incredible. Well, she just wrapped up her third one. Okay, so this is her third live art show she's ever run, and it was last week. And the sales activities have finally wrapped up from it. And oh, I should mention too. So this is an important part of the story. I got off topic there. So March, we released the service. She's the first one to buy it. We run the first show with her. Fantastic. June, she runs her second show. The next month, myself, my team, we designed this live art show page from scratch. Okay. And so when you run these live art shows a bunch, you run into certain things and you learn. It's an iterative process, and right. And one of the things that we learned early on is like, well, how do they take payment? Like, what's the easiest way to take payment on these things? Because, on the earlier shows, it was like, hey, you can go to my website, but our software wasn't really like super adept at making a gallery. I mean, you could do it. It just took some time, right? And then also, it's like you're telling people on Instagram, just send me a direct message on Instagram. And then you're telling people on Facebook, oh yeah, just send me a message or text me or visit my website. And it's like it's convoluted, right? You need one place, you need one home base where anyone that's watching the show can go to. And so we're like, okay, so we're gonna have to build a special live art show page, right? And these new pages that you can create. And so we're like, okay, we're gonna build this page. And so we start building the page. And then you realize, okay, after you run a bunch of these, that oh my gosh, what if 2 people want the item at the same time, right? How do you deal with that? Like, okay, so let's say I'm running the show on Instagram and I'm running the show on Facebook at the same time, and both people are like, "I want number 6, I want number 7," and you get 2 messages, like, what are you doing? Like, going into Instagram and trying to check what time they sent that message, and then going to Facebook and trying to check what it was a big confusing mess, okay? It was a huge confusing mess for that matter. So what we arrived at are it's a brand new product, it's a brand new page type that you can run, okay, if you're an art storefront's customer, and it just simplifies, like, I can't even begin to tell you this entire process, okay, like, massively so. And I'm gonna see on Instagram you won't be able to see it, but let me see, is that gonna work? Come on, that show so much. Hold on. I have to do a couple of tweaks. I don't know why I wasn't ready to do this. Let's see. Trying to show the page. But anyway, so you need a page. You need a page where you can upload everything very simply and succinctly. And if you have one, um, it makes it so much easier, right? And so on Instagram, you won't see this, but on Facebook, I'm showing, here's her YouTube video, right? And she's in her studio and she's got all these pictures of these wild horses that she's photographed. And then if you click on the description in YouTube, it takes you to her live art show page, right? And you can see how there's all the images, everything is lined up in a grid. There are titles underneath them, and what's so cool is it gives people the ability to buy instantaneously, meaning they don't have to go through some sort of like long and convoluted checkout process, right? It's like no different than when you are at, the supermarket or whatever and you're paying with Apple Pay, right? The payment is literally that quick. You can just go, I want this one, boom, boom, done, paid out, right? So, it makes it so easy. But anyway, she killed it. She sold what is the total figure? Hold on, I'll pull the total figure up here. I gotta find it. She sold on this last one, which she ran last week, 119 orders for over $27,000. Third live art shows she's ever run, and this is a photographer that lives in Colorado from her studio, and what an amazing result. You guys, that is not normal thing to do. That does not normally happen. You wonder why I am so bullish, why I'm trying to encourage so many of you guys to run more of these doggone live art shows. It's this, okay? I do not see results like this. I especially do not see results like this for a photographer, right? Like, you know, she in this show too, she did such a good job of telling the story of what's going on with these horses, right? Because there's a story, and the story has to do with there's wild horses that live on BLM land. BLM is Bureau of Land Management, okay? And so it's federally controlled land across the various different states. And apparently the ranchers are not fired up about this wild horse situation. Like, they're eating their crops or whatever. And so they're trying to get the federal government to cull the wild horses. And without trying to make it a political issue, this really flips people out. So what's interesting is she had a really good story. It wasn't just, "Hey, here's my photo." She had a good story. But also, you have to see how good she is at merchandising, right? Like, she's got all these beautiful photos behind her. You look at the photos and you scroll down and like when she's holding up the photo, right, like what's so cool about the live art show, she's holding up the photo, you can just scroll right down and go, there it is, boom, I'm going to buy it and buy it. And somebody was asking me how it is with international orders. Yeah, at least it's no problem with international orders. It doesn't matter where you get the order from, depending on how you set things up. Like a lot of times we encourage people to set it up such that you deal with, well, there's three ways to set it up. You can include shipping in the price and come up with a flat fee. And on some of the orders, you'll win. And on some of the orders, you'll lose. But on balance, it usually balances out, right? And you raise your prices accordingly. Or you can say shipping to be sorted later. Fine. You get the order in, you keep moving through the sale. Then you work on it on a case by case basis, which is a great way to go too. Or is there a third way? I don't even know what the third way is. Yeah, you either include the shipping and you say or you say shipping to be determined later. And so at that point, Lisa, you already have the sale. That's the whole brilliance of those pages. Is that it's so easy to take the order and like, look, nobody wants to go through a convoluted checkout process, right? If I'm tuned into Facebook or Instagram and I'm literally scrolling with my thumb and I'm like, ooh, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, I want this. Honey, look at this. And then boom, I tap the page and then boom, I hit checkout and I'm done before the commercials are even over on the television show. Winning. Winning, you guys. And the fact that she sold on her third show $27,000, that is not normal. That is not normal. It's amazing. So, Art Storefronts customers, I'm going to um, include her live art show everywhere internally because I want everyone to watch it. It's just yet another example. I'm always up here ranting about these things, and it's like, trust me, you guys, this is, we want everyone to succeed at Art Storefronts. We want you to be able to grow the biggest business that you can grow, and I'm telling you, there's no better way to do that than if you were running live art shows. And oh, by the way, what is the best time of year to be contemplating running live art shows? It is with Q4 coming. It is with Q4 on the way. So if you're not a customer and you have not gone through a demo process with us and understood all the bells and whistles that we have and how we can still get you up and running and ready before Q4, well, it's Q4 already, but before the biggest holidays, the Black Friday and Cyber Monday, there's still time. I don't know what you're doing, but the live art show stuff especially. And then for all of you guys that are listening to this and are customers, I can tease an even another announcement. You know, where I live, in Southern California, it's very easy to understand the coming infrastructure ship apocalypse. Okay, because I look out at the beaches right from where I live, and there's 57 different container ships all stacked and anchored across the water, and all the smart people and panic buying is already starting in some places, right? because people are seeing the writing on the wall and they're like, it's time to start panic buying. It's time to, start stocking up on things. And we're worried. We're worried as a business what shipping times are going to look like as we get closer and closer to the holidays. So one of the things that we're doing for our customers is 15% off all prints. Either print partner is going to be live again tomorrow morning. We just did one of these discounts. We're doing another one. And why? Because I want you to stock up and have as much art as Carol has in the back here so you can run a live art show. And you know what? It's handy to be able to do that with 15% off. So I'll tell you that much. Um, Okay, questions. FW Garen's asking, how do we prep for a live art show? You get some pieces, you hold them, you figure out what the prices are, you press the go live button, and you run it. That's it. Pink Dragonfly, yeah, you need a breakthrough. You got to just keep working the program. There is nothing but wait and see and reevaluate after Q4 is over. In the meantime, all you got to do is just stay head down on your marketing because biggest art selling time of the year. I mean, absolutely crazy art selling time like nuts. So that's it. That's the ball game. But I'm really, really excited about these continued results that we're seeing. So why we're doing another print discount. You guys can all take 15% off. You don't even need a coupon code. You just put in a wholesale order and get some inventory so you can run a doggone show. Yeah, and at least that's a common question I get all the time. Is there a typical time you run the show? Early on, you're never going to know what the best time is. Just pick a time that works for you and run it. Right? Yeah, pick a time, doesn't matter how long it needs to be, that doesn't matter either. There's no hard and fast rule that applies to like every situation, every scenario, right? The most important thing you can do is be running them, right? Like, why do I go live 6 days a week? Is it for my health? Because I enjoy it? No, I don't enjoy it. I hate it. But I know I'm contrarian about how effective it is um, in communication. It's just basically a free email, sending another free email. And like, look, if people want to ignore it, they're just going to keep thumbing up with their thumbs just right past you in their feed, right? Or keep scrolling as it were if they're on their desktops. But early on, you don't have to stress about what's the best time. You don't have to stress about how many pieces. You don't have to stress about what are the price points. You don't have to stress about how you're going to take payment, take PayPal, Venmo, whatever you got to do to get one in the water, and just get your first one in the water because these things are changing people's lives. You guys, I am not kidding when I say that. Like, the fact that Carol ran 3 of these things and all in, she's going to bank $40,000 worth of revenue to her business before Q4 even starts. That's staggering. That is staggering. Staggering. And as I said, I got to go and look at my schedule, but I have an interview lined up with her um, this week, I think on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday evening. And you guys, we're going to do a Q&A with her streamed live here. Anyone that watches it and sees it, you can ask, how did she do it? What did she learn? Oh, shoot. Joys of streaming. All right. Let me know if that fixed it. Pink Dragonfly. Hopefully it did. What happens is that you stream on your phone. You know what happens? You stream on your phone, and you used to have a backup phone for streaming, and then your kids demolished it, and now you have to use your main phone. And then what happens when you're running an Instagram live and you get a phone call? It knocks out your AirPods. So now no one can hear me. It's super annoying. Sound okay? Oh, so this is the joys of doing it though. I mean, I've had so many things go wrong on live streams that now I just completely roll along with it. But let me see if that fixed it or not. Let's just see. It says I'm connected. Still can't hear me, guys, or did that fix it? Oh, Andy, go on with your bad self. Look at Andy's comment. I lost audio on IG, so came to YT. Now that is a resourceful man right there. That is a resourceful techie. That is something that I would do too. I'm going to try and fix this one more time. Otherwise, I'm going to kill Instagram. But that's how it goes. Like, if you think you're immune to broadcasting issues, contemplate like the networks and how often they have problems. The live news has a problem, or a live sporting event has a problem. Like those people have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on technology. Like, what do you think is going to happen to us? All right, did that fix the sound, guys? Hopefully, let me know on Instagram if that fixed the sound. It should have. Otherwise, I'm going to kill it and start it over. Did that fix it? But anyway, the live art show is the single solitary greatest advancement that I've seen to this business in forever, and it's not even close. It is not even close. In addition to that, you're all going to be running thousands of them, right? Like the profitable artist, the smart marketer you're going to be running thousands of them. Okay, thousands of them. Yes, Andy, and that is why it's good to multi-stream. That's why I multi-stream. It's just one more group that you're capturing. Can you hear me? And you know what the best thing too, Andy, when you're running these things all the time is like, these little clips, blurbs, whatever they are, when they happen, you don't even care. You just don't even care anymore, because it's like they're just part of the deal. It doesn't even get your heart rate up anymore. You're like, oh my gosh, the whole thing's not working. It's not running. Um, Everyone's like, how? Oh, it's so difficult to do this. Is it? Is it? You just turn the thing on and go, and that's it, and start talking. Um, what platforms do you multi-stream on, Andy? I'm curious. Live art shows. Bear with me. I have to share this thing. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. All right. Post. No dead air. So yeah. So I'm gonna have Carol on later in the week, and we'll dive into her unique story. You guys can ask her any questions that you like. She's super legit, and she said, "I don't care. We can share the numbers." So good on her for that. I really appreciate her for the transparency on the whole thing. But it's how you learn. Like if anything, what we do at this business is we follow the success. When we find the success, we try to reverse engineer it, and then we try to teach everyone else how to do it. Like that's the ball game. That's what we're here to do. Like, you know, you can't listen to gurus and all these people that speak this nonsense. Like, no, where are the rear is rear? Where are the rear? Where are the real results that are actually moving art of photography? And then go study the people that are doing that, figure out how they're doing that, and then reverse engineer it. Well, I'm telling you how they're doing that. They are running live art shows. Okay. And they're going to be running more and more and more and more. And this just becomes more and more important as we approach Q4. It's a big, big deal. So very, very excited about this. Um, I'll also share Carol's um, live art show video. You can just Google her, actually, probably. I would just Google, maybe I'll just put the link in the description. That's what I'll do. Yeah, there we go. Love it, Andy. So Andy says he's been live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. That's great. I have the Twitch set up. I just haven't activated it yet. I got a million different things going on, and we haven't really built a following out there. Twitch, for the uninitiated, is it's for gamers, and Amazon owns it. And there's a lot of people that are like doing the crossover thing there now. So it's not just people that are doing the gaming anymore. So yeah, that's what I got. I think we'll leave it there. But I'm really, really excited about that. There were some good announcements on there. If you're a customer, you guys can start taking advantage of this discount starting tomorrow. We'll announce it formally tomorrow, but I'm giving you the sneak preview because that's what I get to do. But I don't think we're going to turn the discount on until tomorrow morning. So there we go on that. But all right, that's what I got. Yeah, I'll take your word for it, Andy. I still need to figure it out. I still need to figure out how it works. Um, but I have it. I have it as a source. I just haven't turned it on. I got too much going on. It's crazy. Um, yeah, wow. Rush is doing it too. Good for you, Rush. See, if you're already doing that, if you're already live streaming, drawing artwork, Rush, you're already on the path. And I know you. I think I was talking to you on our chat bot not too long. Um, so yeah, um, it's just I don't know if you guys have heard my analogy on it, and I'll wrap it up with this analogy. But let's say I asked you what was the best way to sell your art or photography. It's in person, face to face, right? It's in person, face to face. Okay, we know that. We all know that. And what is the best place to sell art or photography in person, face to face? It would be in an art gallery, right? That's what everyone knows as the preeminent art buying experience. So, okay, if the best way to sell art or photography is in person, face to face, and the best way would be in a gallery, then you can think of your art business as an art gallery inside of a mall. Okay. And what happens when you're inside of a mall? Why do people pay exorbitant rents at malls? Because your business gets to prosper based on the serendipity of all of these people coming to the mall for all of these other reasons, right? People are coming to the mall to go eat in the food court. People are coming to the mall to go to a pet shop. People are coming to the mall to get a suit for a wedding, right? People are going into the mall to return something. And if your business is inside that mall and your doors are open when that person walks into the mall, you stand a chance to benefit from the serendipity of that person coming in and going, that's interesting. I'm going to go in there and go check that thing out. Next thing you know, you're having a conversation. Next thing you know, you're moving towards a potential buyer. Okay. If that's the case, let me give you my analogy for live streaming. When you go live, okay, when you run a live art show, you could even say when you go live like Rush is doing, when you paint on Twitch or some of these other services, it's no different than you having your art gallery open in the mall. Okay. Your art gallery is now open in the mall. And the people that are in the mall are the people that are on Instagram to watch cat videos. And they're the people on Facebook to go check out pictures of their granddaughter. And they're the people on YouTube that were watching a how to video to fix a water filter in the refrigerator, right? All of these people are on these social sites for all of these various different reasons. And if you are streaming, if you are live at that particular moment in time, there stands a high possibility that you will catch them. They will see you because these social sites promote the live stream so much. Okay. And so that's the long and the short of it. All it is when you run these live streams is you just opening your store on the mall that is Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That's what it is. That's what it is. And it's so fantastically powerful. It's amazing. All right. So Nicholas is asking me, I just found your content recently. This is great. Appreciate that, Nicholas. I like your avatar too, by the way. I'm looking to build my mailing list. Where do I start? So here's where I want you to start, Nicholas. I want you to get a print of your work, and I want you to do a giveaway for the print. And how they can be eligible for the giveaway is if they sign up for your giveaway with an email address. Then I want you to post that on all the socials, and then I want you to turn on your phone, go live, hold up the art piece, and go, "What's up, guys? This is me, Nicholas, and hard to do. This is me, Nicholas, and I am doing a giveaway. Why not? And what do you have to do to enter the giveaway? All you have to do is click the link in the description, visit my website, put your email in this box, and I'm giving away this beautiful such and such acrylic print that I would normally sell for $275. Yours for free. Giveaway ends at the end. There you go. Extremely effective way to do it. And you can do that in real person. You can do that in the real world. Meaning, if you have like an art show, or you have a farmers market show, or you have a little booth somewhere, or you can do it digitally. Or, you know, for us, we have QR codes on our stores. So every single solitary person's art storefronts, individual pieces come with their own QR code, and you can put the QR code anywhere. And so you can just say, interested in winning this piece of art, hit the QR code. Boom. They sign up and you get an email. So the point is, with email capture, you want to just be gathering leads everywhere all the time as much as possible. Everywhere all the time as much as possible. So that's the ball game. All right. I've been talking all day. I'm running out of steam in my throat. So guys, thanks for checking it out. Appreciate you going through the stream. And I'll talk to all of you guys on a future episode. And watch out for this Carol Parker. What did I say? Carol Parker or Carol Walker? Let me just set the record straight. Let me set the record straight. It's Carol Walker. Um, yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to do this interview. When you guys hear from someone else that's like, yes, I sold $27,000 for you my last live art show without leaving my house, you're gonna go, okay, this is real. This is real. This is a real person. It's a real photographer with a real story, and she knows what she's talking about. So that's what I'd say. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.